I hope, like myself, you're having a wonderful day so far. For those who don't know me, my name is Nick, and I've been a great friend of Michael's for the past 15 years. And today I have the honour of being his best man. Firstly, before we start the character assassination, that is typical part of the best man's speech, I'd just like to echo the words of Alan and Michael and thank the bridesmaids for their great work today, and you look gorgeous. Hang on, I've forgotten something.
Oh dear!
Never forget your fish oil. I was going to give you the warts and all story today about of this speech. Unfortunately, I then remembered that Michael was returning the compliment by being my best man in May. So I thought, in the interest of self-preservation, I would go easy on him today. This is done in the forlorn hope that he might think about this when putting pen to paper himself. I don't think that would be the case. I think we can all agree what a fine, good-looking gentleman Michael is. In fact, in the words of my future mother-in-law, the perfect specimen of a man. With these good looks come some great opportunities, such as posing, casually eating breakfast semi-naked in a very colourful Paul Smith dressing room, and various other underwear shoots that never make the light of day. As a consumer insight consultant, however, there are also some pitfalls. And I'd just like to do a quick little survey amongst you all. If you think the answer is yes, please put your hands in the air. Otherwise, just to allow me to take a few numbers and see how it goes. Are Ugg boots cool on men? Thank you. I think that qualifies, Michael, what I told you on Christmas Day in 2007. When you were walking round your house in your pride and joy, and I turned to you and I said, "They are for girls." So what have I found out about Michael? Well, in the words of God one, he looks good naked. I think Anna will agree. What other skills has Michael got? Well, I think we can safely say that his father Joe is pleased to know that he's got enough skills to have enough money to afford a car with a warranty. This isn't strictly true, but I won't start that one now. As when Michael first passed his driving test, he was buying and selling cars with the frequency of Honest John of Harry Enfield fame. The breakdowns were so frequent that Joe painted his car yellow and put flashing lights on the roof. Actually, in a quick break from tradition, I'd just like to thank Joe for all his help and assistance he gave the lads, Christian, Michael and myself, when we bought the gaff. And also Isabel for the food parcels that arrived, and Alan for the furniture. The gaff. A 200-year-old wreck of a house. When Christian, Michael and myself decided that changing rooms did not have a patch on our abilities. The gaff. We had some fond memories in the gaff. Some great times spent with many friends, lots of which I cannot remember for the life of me through the hangovers. Unfortunately, it was also quite a hazardous place for Michael to be. In case you're not aware of Michael's clumsiness, let me rest assure you that if there was a pot of paint to kick over, or a nail to catch himself on, Michael would find it. The best of these stories involves a 108-year-old stud wall. And it was a pretty substantial stud wall. Now, to a normal man, sawing and removing panels would be the way to carry this out, but not for Michael. He saw this as too good an opportunity to turn down to test his powers. I think he was on the series 2 of Heroes at this point. What did Michael do? Michael stood back, looked the wall up and down, and proceeded to run straight in it. He went straight through the wall, and what came out was cuts, bruises, gashes, cracked rib. Not really a surprise to anyone, but it was a major surprise to Michael. He actually looked like he spent the night in a calorie smothered in tuna. The second story about the house. One day I came in at 5:30 p.m. from work to find Michael resting up on the sofa. So I asked Michael, what on earth's going on here? Michael proceeded to tell me that he'd come in a rush, as usual, to run down into the basement, at which point he'd forgotten that we'd taken the banister off the wall and left the rusty old brackets in the wall firmly embedded in the wall. He managed to catch the inside of his elbow on one of these brackets. After passing out in the kitchen, he managed to make his way to hospital, where he received a tetanus and stitches. The third story about the gaff. Well, that just revolves around a garden gate. We had a garden gate repaired and had a latch put upon it. Michael, rushing again as usual, came running towards the gate, did as usual, knee into the gate to open it. Think of bikes and handlebars and you get the picture. What else can I say about soups? Well, soups. Superman soups. What else can I say about soups? Well, the guy certainly knows how to sell them. And to demonstrate this, I brought along a few examples. Some of Michael's favourites. So if you bear with me 1 second, and should actually any of you own these products, refunds are available from the honeymoon suite at 10 p.m. Sorry, 5 past.
Yeah.
The flexi bar. This is magic. No, this really is magic.
Granddad's got one of them.
You can be a lean, mean fighting machine, have abs, have pecs, have bones of steel, all by shaking this stick for 20 minutes a day. I was told these were a great new invention for Michael to be selling. And one day he came home, his car was literally rammed with the thing. So I asked Michael, what on earth is that about? With a knowing smile and knowledgeable eyebrow raised, and what an eyebrow, he told me, 10 of these, 700 quid to me. I must admit he had a point, and I even have to admit to trying it for a little while. Before, it really just became an expensive stick to shut the living room doorway from the sofa. Fortunately, because it's got the rubber end, we never scratched the paint with, so that was an added bonus. Now, ladies and gentlemen, pop stars and celebrities, if you've got any glasses, sunglasses with you, please put them on now, otherwise you may wish to look away. Ladies and gentlemen, pop stars and celebrities, this is the mother of them all, more precious than diamonds, more powerful than kryptonite. This is the Q-Link. Michael Seal's panel on the Q-Link. It will give you a force field. Quite literally, it will protect you from wireless networks, radio waves, tsunamis, and hurricanes. In fact, it'll protect you from just about anything known to man, and a lot more besides. And the price for this? Anyone want to hazard a guess?
2p.
$69.95. I see a pattern coming yet. So refunds, 10 o'clock. Finally, before I move on to the more serious matters, I'd just like to say, friends are all about favours. And I have to admit, I've had an awful lot of favours off my friend Michael over the 15 years I've known him. But some of Michael's are legendary. In this case, I happen to have the misfortune to own a warehouse, which is run by my brother. When Michael was extending B-Fit, and it was delayed by 2 weeks, I received a phone call. Do you mind if I have a few bits and bobs delivered to your warehouse? No problem, Michael, no problem. Crack on. What arrived was a cargo container containing 35 tons of timber equipment, which had to be emptied by hand. Needless to say, my brother wasn't best pleased by any of this, and he let me know in no uncertain terms, words I can't use within this room. Michael very kindly offered my brother a gift. Does anyone want to guess on the gift? Finally, I'd like to just give a few of my top tips towards a long and successful marriage. So these are Maxwell's top tips. Firstly, and most importantly, set the ground rules early and establish who's boss. And then do everything Hannah says to the word. Secondly, never be afraid that Anna's going to leave you. She spent hours and hours investing in training you. She's not going to throw that away lightly. Thirdly, never forget those 3 little words every single day. You're right, honey. Finally, whenever you're wrong, be a man and admit it. Whenever you're right, just say nothing. As they say, a man who gives in when he's wrong is a wise man. A man who gives in when he's right is married. I've got a few telegrams here I've got to read out before I leave, so I'll start them. Dear Michael and Anna, so sorry we can't make it today. I'm tied up getting hung, drawn and quartered at the Chilcot Inquiry. Love, Tony and Shirley. Congratulations, Michael and Anna. I'm so sorry I had to cancel at the last moment. I am rather busy as it's all kicking off in the Middle East again, President Obama. Michael and Anna, sorry I can't be there, but I is back in the private. Love, Gaza. Many congratulations. I almost made it. Michael, you chose correctly. Paul the octopus from beyond the grave. I'm nearly done now, so before I change my cue cards for another Valium and double Jameson bomb at the bar, I'd just like to finish with this. I spent the last 3 months worrying about this speech, and then 2 weeks ago it came to me. I have written it down because I might get a road chocolate pen. Nobody else could possibly stand where I am right now and feel more proud and honoured to be me, to be able to represent Michael on this, the most important day of his life. He has been a truly loyal friend to me throughout the past 15 years, somebody I have complete trust in, and has had a hugely positive impact on my life, and I'm sure of his friends here today. It is then no surprise to anybody that you have a beautiful, loving wife in Anna, and you do look absolutely stunning today. You're truly a lucky man, and I know you both have many wonderful years together ahead of you. So at this point, I'd like to propose a toast, and as you're all upstanding, please join me in upstanding. Please raise your glasses and join me in celebrating the new Mr. and Mrs. Pellegrino, the bride and groom.